So I wanted to share with you folks tonight, obviously, being a part of this organization, the school system in this community, we're all aware that a couple weeks ago, by some racist posts. Some of you are aware of some of the things that have been going on in the district, but I think it's really important for you folks to know and to understand. And I'll share with you and those on the other end of the screen some of the things that have been taking place. So our vision statement is educating all students today for tomorrow's future. And right now, in these challenging and hurtful times, not all feel that way right now. So our responsibility as a district is always to ensure and provide the supports so that all students will pursue and achieve and become the vision of a graduate. And sometimes, like in times that we're experiencing right now, difficult and challenging times, we're tasked to respond to terrible situation. And when we do that, we're guided by our principles in regards to equity and our principles in the fundamental values that we hold in regards to our students and taking the necessary action to create environments where each and every student feels safe and celebrated and involved and heard. We're guided by the belief that this community, this beautiful, wonderful, diverse community, is a gift, and diversity is an asset and a strength. The fundamental value for a high quality education is believing that all students can and will achieve at high levels, especially when equity is infused into every aspect of education. We believe in continuous improvement, that no matter what we do, we're always looking to get better and better, every aspect of the organization. And we believe that we're best when we collaborate and we work together, and we're a community united for the betterment of all of our students. These are the guiding beliefs. Now, we have a lot of work to do, a lot of work to do. And so I share with you 3 words to start: listening, learning, and leading. It is crucial, and we've heard from numerous folks, especially our students, especially our students of color, especially our Black and brown students, that having a voice, being heard, is something that we need to improve upon. But I want to talk a little bit about listening. There's a great sense of urgency right now for action. People are hurt. People are angry. There's outrage in the community. There's lists of demands. But this is an opportunity for us to learn and grow. This is an opportunity for us to listen to those whom we serve, our students, our families, to really listen so that we can try our best to understand. Because not all of us meet the world. I meet the world like a white man. It's incredibly important for us to listen. Because only when we listen and try our hardest to understand will we learn from our students, from our parents, from this community, and gain insights into what we really need to do to lead change. Listening, learning, and leading. And there's a sense of urgency. But addressing, dismantling, and tackling institutional racism is not a sprint, it is a journey. It is not something that any one person can do alone. It's something that we as a community, as a school system, as a board, as a humanity must seek to focus on and do together. So I know that some people will hear listen, but what they want is act. And I think we need both. But I think it's really important to listen so that you make the appropriate actions and that you are doing and on a course and charting improvement plans and making changes that are going to lead to sustained, profound change. Shared values, shared commitments. So we've been engaging in a lot of listening lately. It's opened our eyes and we've learned a lot. And it has started, we have started and continued to lead. And here, in this context, take some action. There's been a lot of talk right now about consequences and people, because they cannot have access to private information about students or investigations, demanding to know some of those issues. But if we put those aside, we have a lot of work to do. We learned a lot to improve and make the school system in this community a better place. We've heard from our students. So I'm going to share with you a little bit so far what we've done, what we've learned, what we've been leading, and what we're planning to do. So in regards to listening, recent and ongoing listening opportunities have included meeting with the high school students, meeting with staff of color, meeting with the High School Equity Alliance and staff, meeting with administrators, meeting with the NAACP, the Anti-Defamation League, meeting with our equity consultant, meeting with the Special Minority Teacher Recruitment Policy Committee, meeting with the Connecticut Office of Civil Rights. Listening and learning opportunities to come. Parent forums, community forums, meeting with the student board, which I do believe has a different name, Diversify Club. I did meet with youth services with the mayor and some others the other day. And we're going to continue to meet. Meeting with the YMCA, meeting with churches and places of worship. As I said, we, as members of this wonderful, beautiful, diverse community, have a lot of work to do together. So I share with you briefly, this is not an exhaustive list. The title of this was initial response, and I intentionally said initial response, not because I want people to think, we're just getting started, but I want people to understand that we are going to take action, but it's going to be a commitment over a long period of time so that we can bring about some real change. Themes that are emerging. Students, particularly Black and brown students, are deeply hurt, angry, and feel unsafe. Despite our equity work, we know we've had 3 years of equity work. Many teachers and white staff are still uncomfortable leading conversations about racism and social justice. As a community, we need to have difficult and courageous conversations more often, not only in reaction to an incident. A need for transparency and accountability. A need for voice to be heard and have a seat at the table. Curriculum and text resources need to be more culturally inclusive. History courses, which we're going to talk about today, should include Black and African American studies. We need more teachers and staff of color. I put in parentheses everyone, because what I'm sharing with you, these themes emerged from all of the groups that we've been talking to. But everyone talked about diversifying our staff. We need innovative and creative pathways, and we need a robust retention plan that is certain. So, we're listening. We're going to continue to listen. We're going to create structures to engage in open dialogue. We're going to continue to learn. And we're going to lead for equity, in every single one of our students. So there are some strategies that are in place, some that are just beginning, and of course, some, I cannot presume, right? And as we listen, we're gonna learn, get more insights, and we're gonna create more comprehensive and robust plans. But we have an equity learning plan, and we work with an equity consultant. We're revising that professional learning plan. We're planning a curriculum audit. We have an established committee to review our minority recruitment program, and we've added 2 certified staff of color who are representing MPS on the MTR Alliance Committee. So they'll attend 4 webinars. Right now it's virtual, but hopefully it'll be in person, moving forward, so that we can continue to work hard to diversify our staff. And we recommended to you, and you passed, by virtue of the vote a few minutes ago, participation in the residency program. So partnership with the NAACP, this is emerging. Ongoing communication with stakeholders is emerging. Offering the course, if this board successfully votes in a few minutes to add the course to the program of study, we will offer it next year. We're currently researching and identifying anti-bias and anti-racism training for students, as well as social media training for students. While these things are talked about in our programs, we've learned that they need to be more explicit. So what will come next? We're going to create formal structures that include diverse stakeholders throughout the community to inform our work, i.e. an equity advisory or a townwide diversity committee. Again, this is not something that we're going to do alone. We're going to do this as a community, and we're going to involve our partners, our stakeholders. We're going to create a robust strategic plan that is shaped and informed by the listening and learning, and which includes intentional strategies regarding equity and social justice across every aspect of our organization. And that'll take shape in the spring and summer. Everything that you see here is already starting to feed it. We're taking the action, but we're going to continue to work and learn as we create the robust plan. And we are going to relentlessly pursue our mission and our vision to ensure that each and every student feels that they are a valued member of our community as they become the vision of the graduate. And we are going to do that every day. Every day. That's our job. And it's really important, especially in times like this, when we know that we have students who are pained. So I share with you a little bit about what we've been doing lately in regards to meeting with groups and listening and learning and leading and partnering and collaborating and thinking. And we'll continue this conversation because I know that equity and inclusivity is extremely important to this board. Happy to answer any questions, feedback, and I do expect that we will have updates moving forward